Hold on. All right.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back with the Wolves Den podcast. I'm here with Ryan from the Stoop podcast.
How's it going, fellas?
And so
ladies?
we'll bring you back another podcast. But before we start our stories, don't forget to hit subscribe, the like button. Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, hit that subscribe and like button. And there's two reasons for that. It gives us money, gives you money. Well, maybe it doesn't give you money, but it helps give us money. Oh, sorry about the cheers. I was laughing.
Oh, yeah. I already drank
bad
it.
Juju.
Yeah.
So I know last time we got into a lot of like intros because we were kind of learning about each other.
Yeah.
The last few weeks, I think, based on our personal training and just the rolling we've been doing, I feel like you always feel like you get to know people a lot better, I guess, or a lot faster, because they approaching someone after you've like sweat all over their face and have them smash your face into a mat. It's like, you know what? I know this person. I trust you, or I don't trust you. You know what I mean? You learn whether you like someone or you don't like them pretty quick.
Especially getting sweat in your person sweat in your mouth.
But dude, I would ever since walking away from the last episode, I was really like intrigued with a lot of the stories you probably still have about bounty hunting, because like that's what grabbed me too when I first looked at your page for the Wolves Den. I was like, man, when he mentioned he was a bounty hunter, I'm like a real life Mandalorian right here, dude. I even told my son, I'm like, I think I know a Mandalorian, dude. So it's pretty cool because, I mean, dude, like, I even though I know who Dog the Bounty Hunter was, and that's such a TV crap version, pro wrestling version of like how it is probably.
Yeah.
It's like, it's still cool though. It's like, it's still one of those jobs where you're like, man, it's like, it's a risky, you got to really know tactical. I mean, like everything you trained for pretty much is probably what you need to do that job, right?
Yeah, it's very like edgy. It's a very edgy job, really sketchy.
Yeah.
So a lot of the tactical shit, you do have to. It's like a lot of just trying to figure things out because you're looking for someone. I mean, it's really hard. Dog the Bounty Hunter, actually, like he was like a felon, so that's what I think a lot of it gave us, like bounty hunting a bad name, was because like, I mean, from my perspective, this is only my personal opinion. It's just that, I mean, he seems like a cool dude, but just being a felon, like you can't carry a gun. And like once you're a felon, especially in the state of California.
Wait, so did he even have a gun when he was?
No,
in
he had
show?
like paintballs. He had like a paintball gun. That's what's crazy, because I mean, it's like
it's even more TV.
Yeah, and then like having a camera around you, like that's the last thing you really want, is someone following you with the camera, because I mean, you're like.
Well, you're trying to sneak up on some of these people. Right?
Yeah, you're sneaking up and you have a fucking camera guy on you. And then not only that, it's like if something happens, that camera guy is likely going to get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's like, I mean, shit happens so fast, you know. But with him, he like not being able to carry a gun it's fucking nuts. Like you're just carrying around a paintball gun and you're shooting people with paintball guns or pepper balls, and like, you know, the pepper spray balls or whatever it is they're shooting at them. But that's. Like, for me, that's, like, a huge lawsuit.
I wonder if maybe that's why he had so many people with him. Also, because maybe they're the ones who could carry the guns.
Yeah, I mean, a lot
maybe
of it is
his
dramatic.
sons were rocking the...
Yeah.
I don't know. That's weird. Hawaii's got strict gun laws, too, right?
Yeah. My wife, they're from Hawaii, so, like, they're always telling me how small the island is. And a lot of the islands, and, like, you know, I don't know how true it is, but I've heard other bounty hunters that worked out of there, they were, like... Actually, when they go do the jobs, or even like undercovers, but I don't know how true this is, but they would wear ski masks. This is like stories I've heard, because it's so small.
Yeah,
they don't want people to know who they are. Yeah, so and so, you're here at the store.
That's a trip.
Yeah, because I mean, that's always in the back of your mind once you arrest somebody. It's like, oh, okay, this person can't come back. Especially like as a bounty hunter, like you get threatened all the time. Like people hate us. Like they fucking hate us. They look at us like, I mean, I've got called every single name in the book. Mm-hmm. Like, they really hate you because, you know, you're going after them, and they're out on bail trying to get their shit together. Because that's the part, like, bail is meant for you to get a lawyer, get your finances together, try to fight your case and figure out, and so you can continue working, providing for your family and doing what you got to do. But a lot of people take advantage of it. So once they get bailed out, they're just like on the run.
Oh, they're
just fucking
like,
gone.
Thanks for the loan. I'm not paying this
Dude,
back.
and then like you have parents putting up their houses, and they're having put up their vehicles, and then they're losing all this shit because their kid or a family member can't get it together, and it's insane, man. And here we come knocking on the fucking door or going into their jobs, like trying to interview them, trying to figure out where this person's at, and they're pissed, and you have someone following you. Like, they don't even know they're being followed, like, half the time, because most of the time it's like a kid that's on the run, they're gonna go back to like mom, dad, or girlfriend or baby mama, because we know that's where they're gonna go, especially if they have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like, I've caught so many people just following them from their girlfriend's house, like to their girlfriend's house, like following the girlfriend to them and not even saying anything, like work a case, open the case up, find the girlfriend's name on the case, or as a cosigner or whatever it is, because they have to cosign them to get out. They put up whatever amount they need, and then we'd follow them, and then next thing you know, we're hooking them like outside the house, or wait for them to come outside the house, and then we're getting the arrest. That's another thing though. It's like a lot of the times people would be like, oh, you guys are just getting paid to do this, but I was on salary, so I wasn't getting paid I wasn't getting paid like as a 10% commission.
Right.
So I mean, if you got a $50,000 case and you're getting 10% of that
that
bond,
kind of sucks.
yeah. So I was on hourly, so it was like my thing was now I was on salary, so I was a salary employee. So whatever I was making, that's all I was getting.
No,
there was no overtime.
Because I'm picturing the argument.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "You're just making money," and it's like, "Well, dude, hold on a minute there.
Oh yeah, dude.
I worked 6 days last week.
Yeah. Or people would
I'm basically not getting paid today."
Oh man, like people would call, not even people, but like some of the law enforcement agencies that would make comments like, "Oh, you just want this, like you just want your cut, your bond cut," and I'll be like, "Dude, I'm getting paid salary, just like how you are. They're putting me on salary."
Yeah,
things change,
It seems like a dick move to kind of like split hairs with agencies that are trying to just do the same thing.
Yeah,
you know what? It's got to come from a place of jealousy from the people in the police.
No, it's because we're different.
Don't you guys get a little more leniency with shit?
No,
you're not the police.
Yeah, so we're not the police. We're civilians that
Right.
we're doing this job.
They're
so
probably just jealous though.
yeah, we're not law enforcement at all.
You know why they're probably annoyed? Here's my guess. They're gonna be like, "You guys go out there and do stuff," and then they'll still blame the police for everything.
Probably.
But like, it's like, yeah, but dude, it's not like you ever come out and you say you're the cops, so it's not like the guys you're going after.
Well, that's where you get in trouble at if you go out and you're like, saying that you're the fucking.
Because doesn't that nullify the whole arrest, basically, almost?
Well, not just that. I mean, you're falsely identifying yourself.
Yeah, because that's a felony.
That's a crime. Yeah. And there's fucking idiots out there who do that shit. Like you gotta when you become a bounty hunter, it's like what you signed up for, and you're a civilian doing a contractor job. So it's like you're a contractor pretty much. Mm-hmm. You're not law enforcement. You do have the rights to arrest the person on bail, but that's because they're on the run. So there's a lot that goes behind that, But other than that, you have if someone's fucking doing drugs or some shit, that's none of your business. That's law enforcement's business.
So how much are you protected when you're in that position? Because I know, let's just say you're chasing someone down in a backyard and you don't know that they're not armed, right? You don't ever know that. So is there excessive force when you take people in, or do you just need to just take them in, make sure they're not beat up, and then that's fine?
So when they're on bail, they pretty much sign their rights away. It's like you belong to the bail company.
Right.
So excuse me. So, and when it comes to excessive force, you always have to watch it, because we wore body cams too, but our body cams were cheaper versions. We wore GoPros.
Your body cam footage has little clips in it.
Yeah, little clips.
Edits.
Well, that's a hard part, because you're
No,
you're not law enforcement, so you don't get the luxuries of all this fucking nice equipment. All this shit. It's the company that contracted me. They would buy it, the owner of the bail company, and then he had his own investigation firm, so he would buy all our shit that we
Well,
needed.
it's probably for them. It's for your protection, and then for, like you just said, your financier's protection, and know that the people he's paying are doing their job properly.
Oh yeah.
Because if he sees some shit where it's like some guy's being crazy, he's
Oh,
probably gonna
dude.
be like, "You're out of here."
Oh yeah, you can get sued also. Like
'Cause
so
he'll get sued.
He'll get sued.
Right.
We'll get sued. We'll
Right.
get in trouble too, and that's the last thing you want is like getting in trouble, and you have people coming up looking for you too. Like now you're wanted for doing some
Yeah.
crazy shit, you know? Because there's cameras everywhere. I mean, people like I've arrested people, and next thing you know, I look up and there's cameras. Like we're fighting with someone on the ground, and there's cameras recording us, and they don't know who the fuck we are. Like, you know. But going back to like when we're chasing someone, and they start reaching. For like we have to visually see like so our thing was my supervisor before I left like he was all about he was ex law enforcement, so he was all about seeing like we had a lot of ex law enforcement guys there that were just like retired guys or guys who like just left law enforcement and got into the bounty stuff. Same thing with military guys.
Right.
We had guys that just left the military and they wanted to become bounty hunters because it was giving them that, I don't know, maybe they're looking for that edge. But he would always say that you have to see the weapon before you can actually do anything, use
Right.
that force. Like, so we would have to see, like, if I'm going to pull a taser out, like, that person has to be a threat towards us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have to make sure that person's a threat. It's on camera. Because usually when they get to court, you know, they're crying about it or something's going on, you know?
And
So-
the lawyer told them to cry about certain things. And,
Oh, yeah,
did
man.
they do this? Did they do that? So they know what to ask. Like,
Yeah.
Tell them to say. And
Yeah, it's a
I'm
hard...
sure the law. So this is kind of a boring question for it, but like, what about on the legal side? Like, if there is a lawsuit, is it just pretty much the owner and his lawyers, or does he actually have to have every? Have you ever been involved where you had to go to a courtroom and testify?
No, I surrendered bonds in the courtroom where, like, I walk in and I was an idiot one time. So I walked in and I had just arrested a guy. And it was so close to, like, so we have a certain date we got to arrest him by. So if we go past this date, right, we have to ask for extra time. So we have to write a declaration. A declaration's like, it goes to the court. Declaration is something we write up, tell them all our investigation that we did. It goes to the court. We ask for extra time on the case. And it's up to the district attorney and this is from what I was told. So don't quote me on it, but it was up to the district attorney and the judge to grant us the extra time. So mostly up to the judge or DA.
Right.
And so we get that extra time to try to look for him because if the bail bondsman's up $100,000 and if we don't find him within that time limit, he has to pay that $100,000.
Okay.
So in best believe he's coming to collect his money, you know.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
so that's he's going to do everything he can to get his money back. But so one time I walked into the courtroom, I had arrested a guy. I was like, that day, the bond, we wanted to make sure that the bond was exonerated. So I walk in the courtroom and it was me and another dude. We're waiting for them to bring up the case. They brought up the case, and he comes out of the courtroom, and I had arrested him the day before. And I was walking up, and the judge calls us up, and I said, "This is who I am, so and so. I want to surrender his bond on behalf of the bail company." And the first thing she says is, "Sir, can you remove your glasses?" I have fucking sunglasses on, dude.
Yeah.
And she was like, I felt so stupid in front of everybody. So she's like, you need to not put sunglasses on when you present yourself in the court. So I wasn't even like prepared. I was just coming off the field. I had like freaking, I had my BDUs on, which is like we were, or like our tactical pants. And then
Yeah.
I had like, you know, t-shirt on showing all my tattoos. I wasn't even dressed properly. But yeah, she was like pretty much telling me to present myself next time better.
Yeah.
And I was just there to, you know, like,
But here's the other thing with that crap, right? It's like, I mean, why do you need to wear a suit?
yeah.
What,
I mean-
when did that ever, like, dude, that's like the old crap that it's like we don't wear powdered wigs anymore.
I think it's
Like-
more for the profession. You
Yeah.
know, like you're
I mean,
professional
but here's
about
the
what
thing,
you
they're
do.
lawyers. Wear whatever you have to wear. Wear your pantsuit. You get paid for that.
Yeah,
But, like, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah,
that's
I
your
get
work
it.
clothes.
yeah.
As long as they're not dirty.
But I think for
You got,
me
like,
it was
mud
just
on
like, yeah, it was just like, yeah, oh, dude, yeah, I had mud on it. But when I actually got hired for the probation department, I was gonna go work part time at the probation department, and we had just got off the field, and I just got into a foot chase with some dude, and when I got into a foot chase with this guy, I mean, everybody even law enforcement was involved in this fucking foot chase. And we finally caught the guy. And I was full of fucking mud. You know, I was full of dirt. And I was like, I got to be at the probation department at 2:30 to sign papers. And I'm like cutting it close. And my partner's like, I'll drive you there. So we're jumping in the car. They took the dude, fucking cleared out, fucking run to the probation department. I walk right in. And I'm like, I'm here to sign papers and whatever. I'm full of fucking dirt. Like, I had to tell them. I was like, fuck, I just came out. Like, you know, they got it. But I was so embarrassed, dude. Just like...
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing, too. It's not like you, like, fell while you were on your way to work.
Yeah.
You were, like, working, you know?
Yeah, I was working. Felt
All
like
those-
maybe a construction worker going into, like a business professional
the
job.
supervisor's
Yeah.
trailer?
Yeah, like, you're supposed to look presentable. But, I mean, they understood. And I was only going for part-time there, so it wasn't even, like, really a big deal. But to me, it was a big deal.
Well, they probably made you feel stupid. That's why.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, I was... Like, that was,
They're
like...
kind of dicks, right?
Yeah, but, like, ever since I was, like, probably, like, high school, like, law enforcement, probation, fire department, they always interest me. Military, that stuff, like, interests me. And, like, so, like, getting a job, even with, like, probation, like, I thought that was going to be, like, my career. Because I was like, fuck yeah, like, it was just... I wanted to help, you know, and I wanted to help kids that were in trouble. Because I was a trouble kid, so I wanted to like give back and like talk to them and see. But it was a whole different thing going on there, like a whole different system than I thought it was. But I thought, like, you know, ever since I was going to school, like I took a couple of college courses, and then I met a girl who was a DA. She was one of my professors, and I wrote like a paper. And at the time I was working at a group home. And so I wrote a paper about kids in group homes, and she loved it. And she was like, "You should try to become, you know, like, try to go to school for, you know, law enforcement, try to get into probation." So after that, it like stuck to my mind, like probation, you know. And I had put myself to the police academy also. Like I went to the police academy, and I was putting myself through this, so I can like, but I didn't want to be a police officer.
Yeah.
I thought I did, but I didn't. You know, like, I wanted to, like, just help kids. Like, I probably would have been a good-ass fucking teacher, like, teaching, like, high school or teaching, like, junior high, you know? Like, I was so lost in my goals because I didn't really, like, even though my stepdad was a cop, but my family dynamic growing up was so fucked up, bro. Like, I didn't really have, like, my goals set, you know? Like, I was just kind of winging it, you know? And I guess most college kids do that, but I was really winging it, man.
Well, you didn't have like someone you immediately related to that could really show you what it looked like to do something, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
So you didn't really have an actual... I mean, that's the thing that's real and I think and relatable to a lot of people is like, you can watch movies, you can read books, you can see all these articles about these great people, but it hits so much harder when you don't have those like heroes maybe when you're growing up or people that you can say, hey, look, I know this person and they did it, so I can try it or maybe I can do it. But when you don't have that, I feel like it definitely works against you planning and figuring out what you want to do, and that's already hard.
Yeah, like, I mean, I remember I was a police cadet and I was an explorer, and they sent me to this little boot camp down south where they do like explorer boot camp. And I remember I was so excited, bro, like to be there. And like, I was nervous and stuff, and they had all these police officers come out and people from down south, whatever. It was in San Diego. It was at like this little, like, it was like a Navy academy or something they would hold there. And I remember going through this whole boot camp, and that fucking week, dude, like, I was graduating, and everyone's parents showed up except for mine. And I remember I just felt like, fuck, dude, like, I'm by myself. My parents are not even here. And I felt so stupid, bro. I felt so stupid that my parents weren't there. Mm-hmm. And when I called home, like, the day before, they were fucking partying.
Fuck.
So the next day when I graduated, like, I felt stupid. Mm-hmm. And so when I started getting older, you know, I was just like promising myself, like, when I have kids, I'm never going to do that to my kids.
Yeah.
You know, because I really, like, even though like everyone thinks like, oh, your dad was a cop, or now he's my stepdad who's a cop, mm-hmm. but he was always like, always too busy working, or he was always just like wanting us to grow up and get out of the house.
Yeah.
And then my real dad, my biological dad, was homeless. So, and he was in and out of jail my whole life. So I really didn't like get a chance to be with him. And then he died in a homeless encampment. My dad died 2 years ago. My biological dad in a homeless encampment. He overdosed.
Fuck.
Yeah, he overdosed in a homeless encampment. And that same week, my uncle Henry, he committed suicide. My dad's brother. He shot himself at the VTA parking lot.
Jeez.
Yeah, 'cause he would work for the VTA. So there was a shooting at the
no
VTA,
way.
and my uncle was there during that shooting.
Wait, you're how many years ago was this?
This was 2 years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago.
I got a couple buddies that have been working for VTA for 10 years.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah, so my dad was in the hospital fighting for his life, and we were getting together to like plan. We're all going off topic, but we're going together to plan to his funeral because they said he was going to make it. And then the next day, my uncle killed himself, and then my dad died that same week.
Oh, so your uncle passed before your dad?
Yeah, my uncle. He
Weird,
was
'cause
young.
when you were telling me this, I was connecting the strings on my own, and I was thinking it was because your dad passed and your uncle.
No, my uncle
So those
passed.
were unrelated.
Yeah, my uncle was there during the VTA shooting, and he saw a lot of his friends die, and he lived with the survivor guilt.
Oh shit.
So he ended up committing suicide.
Oh,
And
wow.
the year before that, we just lost my other uncle, their brother, to an aneurysm.
Damn.
So it was just like back to back. you
Yeah,
know?
like those aren't even like, because one was health, the other one was trauma and mental health.
And the
So
other
that's
one's-
kind of like crazy because if you heard those two things happening, you would think somehow they're connected, but they weren't. But man, what a bunch of tragedy to not be connected
Yeah.
and be so close to each other.
Yeah. So like when it like, even though like, and then I lost my partner Tony. I lost him to suicide. He shot himself.
And that wasn't around the same time though, right?
He died like in 2020, like
Pretty
right
much.
after, like 2020, 2021.
So you pretty much dealt with all this at the same time.
All at the same time, yeah, within like the 3 or 4 year period, like we're back to back to back to back.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. So that's why I got out. I took a break. I needed a mental break.
I think
Yeah.
that's smart, dude.
Yeah, I needed a mental
You gotta
break.
find yourself, like, after you have big loss, you really gotta, like,
Yeah,
find yourself again, because things like that change you.
yeah. It did. Like, and with the bounty hunting thing, like, dude, like I remember, like I would see a lot of these people, and like some of them, like it was just sad. Like there was a girl who I arrested, and she had, we found her, and she was in a garage, and she just had a baby. The baby was like a couple weeks old, and I had to take her to jail. And she had some serious felony cases, and she was begging us not to take her to jail. We had to take her to jail, and they had to take the baby. And it was so fucking hard, dude. Like to pull a mom away from a child,
Yeah.
it's like, especially a little tiny infant, it's like the hardest fucking thing you can do.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like people don't understand that. Like the regular people out there, that's why people think like bounty hunt is this and that. Like they show dog, that shit doesn't show like the real actual shit, bro. Like there's so much shit that goes on behind
Yeah.
the scenes. Like you're dealing with the same fucking people the police are dealing with, and that's the hard part, you know.
Well, and then you don't have the backup that the police do.
We don't have the backup. Yeah, it's just me and my partners, and luckily for me, like I had friends, and I had a lot of friends in law enforcement, and then I had a lot of friends that were at a federal level. So like anytime that I needed help, I would give them a call. And luckily we were so cool, like they would come and help me, you know. And I'm forever grateful for those guys because they showed me a lot, showed me so much shit, especially like the state guys, like from a state level. It was just, yeah, they're super cool dudes, like, but like a lot of the times, like we would arrest people, a lot of the cases were a lot of drug cases, a lot of fucking drug cases, a lot of fentanyl cases, a lot of fucking meth cases. Sorry, it's construction. But
No, we probably won't even hear it early.
Yeah. But a lot of it were drug cases. I mean, fuck, dude, I seen people like overdose. Like there was this one guy I would never forget, and I was looking for him forever. I was fucking up and down the homeless encampments. I was in and out. We were in and out of homeless encampments so much because they would, like, people that were hooked on drugs and they were on bail, they would run to the homeless encampments because they had nowhere else to go. So we were up and down searching homeless encampments. And I remember one day I got a call from his mom, and she was crying. She was like, "Please find my son because he needs to go to jail to get cleaned up. He overdosed like 3 or 4 times." And his thing was like he kept fucking doing fentanyl, so he would overdose. And the last time I heard, like he fucking overdosed, and they thought he was done, and they fucking brought him back to life with the Narcan, yeah, saved his life. And I was like, fuck, this guy's not gonna learn. So one day I seen this girl crying behind a 7-Eleven. I don't want to get too much detail in case she like some info, but I seen her crying behind a 7-Eleven. I walked up to her, and I went up to her and I just asked her, like, really, all I said was like in Spanish, like, "Hey, mija, like, are you okay?" Mm-hmm. And she said, "No, these guys are bothering me." And I look, and there's some dudes back there bothering her, and then they saw her talking to me, and I said, "Hey, dudes, like, you guys bothering her?" They said, no, they were drunk, whatever. Mm-hmm. So she says, tells me, "Thank you for helping me. I know who you're looking for." And then she said, "Let me show you where he's at." Just because all I said was, I took my time, just calmly, and just told her in Spanish, like, "Hey, mija, you know, like, are you okay?" Pretty much. And so she takes me over, and she points at the tent, and then she takes off running. So as soon as I open the tent, the fucking homeboy has like a fucking, like, his little metal thing, and then he has fucking tar on it, and he's fucking getting ready to fucking shoot that shit up. So we end up arresting him. He goes to jail, but we had to take him to the hospital to get cleared. He was so gone, dude. Like, he was gone. Like, yeah. It's just like you see shit like that.
So this is a weird question, but like, fentanyl, when you do it, it's such a small amount you do to not die, right? So are these guys smoking it, or are they shooting it? By shooting it, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, I believe a lot of them are shooting it. Yeah, needle thing. I mean, it's powder form.
Right.
There is powder form.
But
I remember, like,
liquefy it.
I've never really seen them put it together.
Yeah, it sounds like a trip, though. Just
I've seen.
You got to use such a. I'm like, how do you even know?
Yes, I know
the
that
amount you're using is the right amount.
Yeah, I know. We got an email when it was
Scary.
like coming out really big, and they were like, "Be careful because of the powder. If you need to you have to take, if you need Narcan, get Narcan."
So when you guys go there, I mean, probably every time you go to a homeless camp, you're rocking gloves.
Oh yeah, rocking gloves
because of the sharps and.
Oh fuck, dude!
There's so many needles.
Dude, Santa Cruz Hills, like in Santa Cruz, dude, fucking California, we have such a big drug problem, bro. Mm-hmm. It's like I don't even think they even understand unless you're out in the field, like out there on those streets, like really working them. I mean, the cops know, police know, like the fentanyl situation, the methamphetamine situation, the fucking heroin situation is out of control. Like there's no control in it, bro.
No.
There's no fucking control in it. We lost control.
And the thing is like, people say they want things to stop, and you know what I mean by people.
Yeah.
But they don't. This shit ain't gonna stop.
Dude, every city.
And what I mean by that, I mean like the governing parties, not like the people that are hooked. Obviously, they want to do it, but the state doesn't give a shit.
Dude, like, I remember they're opening up these methadone clinics. What the fuck's that gonna do? All you're doing is giving them more. Methadone. Yeah. Now you're giving them more.
Which is just worse than heroin, too, right? They were using that to get people off heroin, right?
Yeah.
Because it was better than morphine, so they said.
Yeah.
But then I think it was worse than morphine or something. So they don't even use methadone anymore, right?
I don't know.
Maybe they do.
But I know, like, in San Francisco, they have these areas where you can go and shoot up free there. Like,
right.
And be safe.
So you wouldn't go through withdrawals and die.
Fuck, dude.
But that's not getting them off either.
No. I mean, every city.
Getting them a fix.
Like Salinas. I've been to Salinas looking for people in Chinatown. Fucking drugs there. I'm not sure, but this is like how it is now. But when I was back there like a couple of years ago, it was fucking bad. Shout out to my friend Bobby who works out there as a police officer. He's fucking busting ass over there. Dude, those guys out there in Salinas are fucking hats off to them, bro. It's fucking crazy. They're dealing with gangs.
Yeah.
They're doing everything, dude. Oakland. I've been in Oakland, fucking looking for people, fucking drugs, fucking big time. Fucking been in houses, seen drugs laid on the table. Been down Fruitville and homes, searching homes. Dude, we fucking searched a home one time looking for someone, and they're literally sitting on these couches, right? I'm sorry, I use my hands to speak.
No,
they're sitting there sitting on these couches, and when they get up, you fucking see you see them fucking cutting up fucking coke or whatever the fuck it was, and then you see the saint they worship. It's like Santa Muerte.
Right.
Yeah, like it's there, and they have dude. Every time I saw that shit, bro, I would go home and bless myself, just because like.
Because you think it's bad
dude,
energy?
Not just that. I mean, dealing with those type of people, bro, who are believing that shit, like it's you forever have to watch yourself. I had one dude tell me, "You think you're fucking bad? We're fucking badder. You'll see. You think you're a big guy? I got bigger guys that will come for you." I had to call my boss to get him on the phone.
Do you think he was talking shit, or do you think he was?
No, he was coming after me, dude. And then a couple of weeks later, I got a call from Mexico. Fucking private call speaking Spanish to me, talking shit. Yeah, dude.
But maybe it was just some assholes.
No, dude, like,
yeah, I mean, I'm such a skeptic.
Yeah.
I'd be that guy that dies because I'm like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And then I open the door and some big motherfucker.
No, dude. I mean, those guys. I don't even want to get into details about that shit.
That's
but
scary.
Yeah, my wife would kill me if I talk about that shit. But I mean, just dealing with that type of shit. I mean, I mean, everything. Like anyone who's being arrested for anything, and they're bailing out, we're dealing with them. You know, that's the thing that they don't see on TV. They don't see, going back to the dog, you don't see that shit.
But like you said, most of the bonds are based on like drug problems because people are borrowing money they don't have type thing, and they're just using the money to like shoot up or do more drugs. So are you getting violent offenders, or is it mostly just people that are just sneaking away and not paying their bills?
No, we get violent offenders. I had a guy that was wanted. I had a case that the guy was. I always say the guy, but I had a case. The guy was wanted on. It was a murder charge, and it got dropped to like a manslaughter. He had hit someone and they died. I got into a foot chase with that dude. Fucking tore my hamstring. And then that situation, I have another podcast where I talk about how they blocked us in. It was a gang neighborhood in Oakland, and they fucking blocked us in. It was me and this new dude, and so we were fucking. Luckily, the police came, got us out of there. But yeah, we get pretty serious cases. A lot of human trafficking cases.
That's scary.
Yeah, you get a lot of human trafficking cases, like more like the pimps, pimp human trafficking. We had a case where dude, fuck, I'll just say it. Like, I don't want to get too much detail because he was pretty involved with shit. But he arrested. He took a little cousin of his, and he was a piece of shit. Mm-hmm. He was a pedophile, and he ended up fleeing down south to Mex, and he was involved in some heavy shit down there. And dude, I got threats left and right from that family.
Oh, because he was probably working with certain people that were protecting him, huh?
Oh yeah, dude, he was involved with a lot of.
That's
shit,
crazy
bro.
though. That like.
But I don't think they knew.
Oh, like you just said, because I think even if they knew, they'd take care of it their own way, maybe.
Yeah, a lot of those cases like that, we just hand them back over to like, we ended up like just giving to someone else who specializes in that area. Like there's guys who go down there and look. I don't ever go out there, but or just call like a higher part of law enforcement to go handle those cases.
I got a hot take scenario.
Yeah.
I just read a post the other day, and I'll explain it, and then I'll ask how you feel, and then because I don't want to sway your influence, but. So there was a post via the internet, so we could either say that's real or not real. But hey, it's real. It's not so far-fetched that you think it isn't real. So I'm like, yeah, it's probably real. Apparently this guy in Texas, because that's all it said. I didn't read too much into it. But it was like Texas citizen baits a pedophile to meet him at a park and murders him. Which direction do you think the comments section went? Like pro or con? What the guy
pro.
did?
Like good for that dude for doing it.
So, yeah, most of those guys were pro, right?
Like someone touches my kid, I'm fucking pro.
Yeah. Well, I looked at my wife and I told her, I'm all, that guy should get a statue.
Yeah.
So, but then I looked at her too, and I'm all, hey, but he did it in Texas. He'll be all right with that journey. Like he'll probably be okay. If he did it in California, he'd probably be doing 20 years.
That's the thing, bro. Like I arrested some dude who was out on fucking bail for some shit like that, and fucking looked everywhere for him, and I caught that motherfucker, and I put him in jail. Fucking, that case irks me, dude. So I put that motherfucker in jail, and then 2 days later, I'm at fucking parade with my kid and my wife, and I look down the street, and we're crossing the street, and who would I see? See that motherfucker back out on bail. That fucking made me think, like, what the fuck am I doing? Mm-hmm. Like, what the fuck? It questioned everything I ever did. Like, talking to those little girls that they had to go through that shit, and then talking to the mom, and how that motherfucker was just smiling. Like, it irks you, dude. It's like, fuck you. You know?
Well, that's crazy because, like you just said, like when they're like that, it's like evil. But then it's like, what the fuck? Like what I think the most bothersome part is knowing that the people are just trapped with that person, because unless the women are in on it too, which is very likely, because I don't think men act alone on these pedophile things. I think women are just as creepy. I think that they're just better about being behind the scenes about it, but. Yeah, I just feel like, what about all the people that are involved on the bad side of it, like that are kind of hostages in a way to these people? Like
well, yeah,
they're committing these crimes and they had no choice. And I'm not like I'm saying let's feel sorry for them, but I'm like, this whole situation's terrible. Like there's no one that's not being affected by this, and it's just.
I mean, our human trafficking issues are huge. Besides like the drug issues, that's like. Two big fucking things in the state of California that they should tackle is the drugs and human trafficking. How can you stop women and children from being kidnapped or taken and forcefully being put to work? Mm-hmm. Like, how can we stop that? We fucking give the motherfuckers life in prison if we have to, or fucking they face a death penalty. I mean, there's no other way, It's like we have to start cleaning this shit up, or it's gonna get bad, bro. I mean,
well, and here's the other thing, but here's the problem, man. It's just like putting restrictions on anything. It's never gonna fix the problem. It's the measures. I guess it's what you can do, but I don't know.
Yeah. Ever since I got out of bed,
how do you fix a solution? How do you fix something that's so deeply rooted in people's brains and? I don't know how we fix that.
As citizens, that we and people that are in office, they need to really put their fucking foot down.
Yeah.
And really, really.
Well, the problem is depending on what you believe and all that. There's some of those people in those rings that are involved in that too.
Yeah, that's another thing.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. It's like, it's a mental problem with these people, and the problem with the people that are involved are they're very rich and resourceful people.
Yeah.
And they control a lot, and
Yeah,
that's the scary part, is the fact that when you're crunching all this data and you're looking at things that are going wrong and what we can do and what we can't do, and the fact that it seems like nowadays our police force is almost powerless for what we need them to do, and then there's people that think they have too much power, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, our crime's going up, so it's like, well, what's the answer? So it's like, what a weird time to be like in need of an actual Batman or some shit right now, where there's a person that doesn't have to answer to the law and they can take care of shit and show people, hey, there are consequences out there to your actions. Because I'm not saying I'm going to be Batman, or any of us are, but it's just like, isn't it weird that we're like in that dystopian type point where we're like, God, wouldn't it be great if there's a vigilante that could just come out here and just...
Need a Superman?
It's like, fuck, dude. Because it's like, I know vigilantism isn't the answer, because then... some guy did make that comment in the thing I was just talking about, and he made a valid point, even though I hated his guts, because I did a little snooping. So the guy who was highlighted, because they always highlight like one comment and it always gets the most clout. So the guy said, he opened strong. He said, vigilantism is not something that should be celebrated or encouraged because it could lead to anarchy. That's true. But that was the end of his truth, because then he immediately went to defending the guy. You know what he said in his defense? He was like, wait, so you could tell me, you can say, hey, we're going to go meet at a park and you should be allowed to murder me? And then some guy wrote underneath was like, yeah, okay, I see your point. So meeting a minor at a park after the sun goes down, yeah, I'm sure they just wanted to play on the swings.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, dude, like, what do you mean he didn't have the intent? Like, he was meeting a minor at night at a park. Like, there's no good that would come from that. And if you were any kind of decent person, even if you're making a mistake, you'd be like, nighttime, park, kid, not cool.
Yeah.
Daytime, park, kid, not cool. I mean, like, it's just like, if those things aren't clicking, then you're the problem.
Yeah.
But also, like, you got all the people that are, it's strange how they're defending it. Like, it's like, so then I click on his page, because I never really... My whole opinion is this, as of the last 6 months when I've been seeing crazy shit on the internet, I'm like, okay, most of these people aren't real. They're robots that are trolling. Because if you go on their page, it'll say 0 followers, 0 posts, private account. So anyway, I'm just like, let's see what this piece of shit. Let's just see what his
Actually
front
had a profile?
page looks like. He had a profile, clicked on it, but this is what I knew he was a piece of shit. You know how you can put like your who you are?
Yeah.
You get like 3 lines of text on Instagram. So his first line was, normally people say like businessman or sales or music enthusiast or something like that. No, this piece of shit writes, exceptional father of 3. I'm like, well, hold on a minute. I even looked at my wife and, well, first of all, good dads, or just decent dads for that matter, we'll just say decent, not even good, would never give themselves that title. And then to wear it on a social media page, I'm like, that's weird. So then I immediately thought, I'm like, this motherfucker's probably a pedophile then, or not,
Yeah.
Or it's just,
For sure, 100%.
you're like, why are you trying so hard to be this perfect person?
Yeah.
And it's funny though that, I mean, who knows? Maybe the guy is normal, and maybe he's just he has a really soft take on things, and that's his opinion,
Yeah.
which I don't respect. But it does rub you the wrong way when you look a little deeper, and you're like, wow, so this is you, and you've got kids on your page that you don't hide from the world. You're publicizing it out there, and then you're gonna make comments like this when someone goes out and kills a pedophile. I mean, I understand what he said from a legal standpoint, not on a moral standpoint.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when I said, like, everything he said was true. It's like, it is true. It doesn't mean I agree with it. It's
Yeah.
true. Like, but I would totally, 100%, if I saw that happen and I knew the circumstances, I would walk the other way and I would tell the police I just didn't see anything.
Yeah.
100%.
That's why,
There's nothing, I would never defend someone like that.
well, that's why, like, now in the dog training world, like, we're seeing so many people wanting protection dogs.
Because the dogs smell bad people, too. They know.
They have
bad
they have a
juju.
scent, and then not only that, it's like having you have this secondary or your first line of defense, which is your dog, and once like we teach them like to respond and like, okay, this person's coming at you, or this situations, even like kidnapping,
Right.
like they're gonna fucking take your kid, I mean, or take you, the dog knows how to respond to that.
Yeah.
You get the dog fired up, boom, bite, fucking, we're gonna fight through that bite, dude. Like.
And
It's
even
like-
if they do, as long as that dog does its job and keeps the kid from getting taken,
Yeah.
then that's all you can ask for. I mean, that's it. I think, I'm sure there's circumstances where it's happening and it's tragic, but that's that's what you want.
Yeah.
Better than the latter, which is you calling the cops saying, "Hey, what do I do?" What do you do? Like, if you come home and your kid's gone, your wife's gone, like what do you even do?
Fuck, dude.
Because I told
turned
my
into-
wife, I told her what I said. I said, I'm gonna look bad, and I'm gonna be suspect number 1, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm not calling the cops right away. I'm gonna be like, because I know deep down in my heart, I call the police. Nothing against the police. It's gonna be all this legality, paperwork crap, whatever. I'm gonna go in for questioning. There's gonna be hardly anything being done to help find my wife and kids.
Yeah.
It's purely gonna be like systematic stuff they need to do. Whereas if I go and talk to the people I know and say, hey, what do I need to do? And if they tell me, go to the police, whatever, I'll do it. I mean, I'm still going to go, but my priority as a human being and as a family man is like to keep that intact. Like, if I look partially guilty, but I made sure I was able to get something and help my family be safe, I don't care.
Yeah.
That's my first priority. I don't care how I look. My priority is their safety. So it's just, and what sucks is nowadays I don't have a lot of faith in our system to get shit done.
Yeah.
So that scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
That's why I train all the time. I mean, I train today, but I train a lot, and
Well,
it's some peace of mind, but it's
look
still
at
not everything.
Look at the Cain Velasquez case. He you know who Cain Velasquez is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the MMA fighter. Like, someone ended up doing some shit to his daughter, and like molesting him at a daycare, and then he went, found the fucker, and tried to shoot him, but he shot the wrong guy. Shot the dad. But in that part, you can't blame the guy for just acting out.
No,
on
but
his-
he's still guilty of what is that, murder? That would be murder, right?
No, he didn't kill him.
Oh, he didn't kill him.
He lived.
So it'd be manslaughter.
No, it would be like attempted murder.
Attempted
Because I think he got shot, but he didn't like kill the guy.
Oh no, manslaughter.
He shot the dad, the stepdad of the dad. But here's the thing that you could also look at it like, he missed the target, and he got the dad.
Was
right?
that what happened, or is that what you're saying is an
No, that's what
opportunity?
happened.
Oh, that
He
okay.
missed the guy. He missed the guy who did that. The guy was in the car, but he missed the guy. He tried to shoot the guy. It missed, and then got the dad.
Okay, so
got
he
the guy's
wasn't
dad.
trying to shoot the dad.
No, he was trying to shoot the guy, so it was an accident, right? That wasn't his intent. His intent was to shoot the dude.
Right.
But they're going to probably try to pitch it a whole different way.
Of course, the lawyers will.
But here's the other part is that motherfucker that's sitting in the car who got shot, he helped raise that dude.
Yeah.
Like, you gonna tell me you never saw anything fucking weird growing up as a fucking kid? Like, you just didn't report it, or you didn't
Yeah.
fucking try to get help, or
Yeah.
what's the history behind that shit? To me, you're just as guilty as them.
Well, it's kind of like what I was saying about how you go into these houses and they've got wives and all this shit. It's like, how many times do you trust the wives? Because you know they're probably lying to you too, right?
Oh yeah, dude. Well, every time we look for someone, the wife's
There's
lying,
no
the
way they're
girlfriend
telling.
lying.
Yeah, there's no way.
Dude, no, you sit outside the house like
And they're
a
probably
couple
trying to
weeks
talk
later.
to you to buy time or something.
Oh yeah,
right?
they're trying to hide or trying to run. I mean, you sit out that. Sometimes you just sit outside the house, do surveillance, and then you'll just see the person walk up. And, there, you give it a couple weeks, calm down. They think they're in the clear,
Right.
and then all of a sudden,
Well, that's smart.
you're just like, oh, here I am.
Because even the most paranoid person is going to be like, I'm good.
Yeah, he hasn't came
Or
around.
put their card down.
Yeah,
guard
yeah.
down every
No,
so
we
often.
have some techniques we would use. It was kind of funny. Be like,
What was the? I got a
I
question.
don't even want to
Did
say
you ever
it.
do like? Because you don't need to use names, so you could probably talk about most of this stuff. But like, whatever you're comfortable with, of course. But like, have you ever guys? This is such a dumb question, but have you ever had to like disguise yourself?
Oh, dude! One time I did. One time I dressed like
Really?
a cholo, dude. I'm gonna lie, dude. It was in.
that's awesome.
It was in another fucking. It was like in a fucking. It was in another county, but I don't even want to say the city, but it was
No, you don't
it
have
was
to.
no for fucking gangsters, and
Yeah.
it was the fucking hood, and I was sitting surveillance all fucking day, and I was a contractor at that time, so that time I was getting a 10% bond.
Yeah.
Right, so I was looking for this fucking chick, and I was like, fuck, there's a bunch of cholos, so fucking went back home, threw some fucking, got me a Pendleton, fucking buttoned that shit up with a white shirt, like a tank top shirt underneath, fucking buttoned it all the way to the top. They didn't even leave it open, just buttoned it all the way to the top, slicked my hair back. I had long hair, so I slicked it back, and yeah, I just had some pants on with some fucking white and black fucking shoes. I don't know. I just look like a cholo, dude.
That'd
Like
be cool
I
if
was
you
all
had the
tapped.
Cortezes.
Yeah, no, it was like Reeboks that looked like Cortezes or some shit. So I would always, dude, my friends would make fun of me because I would always go use those shoes to go bounty hunting in. They'd be like, "Why do you wear those things? I don't know, fucking comfortable as shit."
I like that.
Those and Vans, or Converses too. But yeah, I walked right up and this chick was smoking, and I just said, "Hey," like I don't know how he said it, but I was talking cholo, dude. I was like, "Hey, what's up?" Like some shit like
Yeah.
that. And then she was like smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "You got another cigarette?" And then she's like, "No." I was like, "I ain't from around here." And then next thing you know, like, her and I start talking, and then I was like, "Yeah, this and that." And then she asked, "Let me go ask her." And like, right when she said, "Let me go ask her," I already knew that it was that girl that we were looking for was in there. So
so
she
you knew
gave
you
up her
were
own.
fucked.
She was fucked.
But oh no! I thought you said you thought you were.
No,
so
she
you
didn't.
were
She didn't even
okay.
know who I looked like, what I
Yeah.
looked like. She didn't even know we were after
But
her.
you- yeah.
She just thought I was lost, looking, wanting a cigarette, and like a homeboy in the fucking neighborhood. And I
being
just,
chill.
yeah, dude, being chill. And then I was just like, "Hey, can I?" Yeah, sure enough. My couple guys came and fucking knocked on the door. I look like a cholo. She answers it, like, "Hey, you remember me? I was asking for a cigarette." She answers it. Boom, here we are. Fucking take her to jail. Yeah. She
Nice.
actually ran through the house, so we caught her. We had to run through inside the house because once we see him, we can go to the house.
So when you do like that specific one, how many guys were hiding to be your backup?
Yeah, like
Just one
3.
guy? Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we have like 3.
So I was gonna say you might have a whole hood of dudes.
Dude,
to deal
one,
with.
dude, one time it was 3 of us, and we fucking, I chased the dude, and I pulled out a fucking butcher knife from his pocket. He had a fucking butcher knife, dude. Fucking chased him into his apartment complex, tackled his ass. He had a fucking butcher knife. Yeah, I was like, "What the fuck you doing with this shit?" Yeah,
That's scary.
yeah, dude. Yeah,
Leatherface.
yeah. The scariest one is when I got shot at. Trying to arrest somebody. Took fucking bunch of shots. Yeah, it was fucking insane.
Did they get you?
No. It didn't
that's
get
good.
me, but he was like firing from a distance.
Crossfire.
Dude, fuck, dude, my fucking balls came through my fucking throat. Fucking, like, when people talk about flight or, was it fight or flight?
Yeah.
I fucking froze, dude. I didn't even fly. I just fucking
Yeah,
froze.
but I mean, was that your first time dealing with that?
Yeah, but I mean, I grew up in a bad neighborhood, so
Yeah,
it
but
wasn't the first
still,
time
dude.
hearing
Yeah,
gunshots.
still,
But
when it's
yeah,
directed at you,
yeah,
it's
when it was directed
completely
at me,
different,
yeah,
you
it
know?
was fucking scary, dude. I ain't
Because
gonna
you know
lie.
those things whizzing by are intended for
Dude,
you.
that's the weird part, bro. Like everyone talks about the whizzing. I don't know how some of these guys who, if they're listening to this, if they dealt with that shit before, like military or police guys. But like I didn't hear nothing. I didn't hear. I went totally blank. Like everything went silent.
Well, I mean, you were probably in a state of shock, dude.
Yeah, I was. I feel like if you were to get shot, you wouldn't even know you got shot because it would
All the
happen.
adrenaline.
Oh,
right?
dude, if you got shot in the head, you're done. Like you wouldn't even like.
I've heard that though. I've heard where people didn't.
Die.
Well, no. Well, maybe not that they didn't die, but also that they didn't realize
They're shot.
the extent of what happened because they
Yeah.
were so fucking juiced.
Yeah, yeah. I
All
was
the
just
crazy shit.
Yeah, I ended up meeting. So the shooter, we got out of there, but he ended up coming towards me in a car, and my adrenaline was pumping so hard, dude. Like I came face to face with that motherfucker, and yeah, it was just yeah. I have a whole podcast on it, but yeah, it was pretty intense, dude. He was just like pretty much. I don't know. Once he saw that we're who we were, like he fucking took off. But we were face to face. Like we were face to face. He's doing time in prison right now.
Dude, that's scary.
Yeah, he's doing time in prison. Like I don't know if he'll ever get out, but yeah, he's doing time in prison. But yeah, that shit's nuts, dude. Yeah, and it was a big mess. It was a big fucking mess. I was there all night answering questions and getting interviewed.
Oh, I bet.
It wasn't all night, but it was a long process.
So when that happens and the cops come, what do you got? Another 3-4 hours to talk to the cops?
Yeah, I was there for a while. Yeah,
That's
one of the cops that came, he was like new. He was new. He fucking hit a fire hydrant or some shit.
Fucking nervous ass.
Fucking water was everywhere, dude. But
was he cool or was he?
He was super
annoying?
cool, dude.
Oh,
He was like
good.
very
cool.
new, dude. Very green. He didn't know what to do. He was so nervous. Dude. I felt bad, and I was nervous because I just got shot at. So I think he was just like, "What the fuck?" And there was cars flying out of that. It was like a ranch type of area, and they were just flying out of there. So I was like, "Fuck!" I mean, it wasn't even the guy we were looking for. It was a dope house. It was like one of those fucking.
That's
what does the kids
crazy.
use now? Those fucking that word they use for
Trap house.
like a trap house. Yeah.
Yeah.
We caught the guy up north, like past like caught him like in Auburn or some shit.
Oh dang, that was meth probably then.
Yeah, we caught the guy we were looking for. We caught in Auburn. It wasn't even the guy we were looking for. I was like, you fucking just shot at me. We weren't even looking for you, dude. We had nothing to do with you.
It's like fuck.
Yeah, dude. And the crazy is that there was a fucking cemetery across the street.
Weird.
Yeah, it was
That
fucking
is weird.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'd want to live right by
yeah,
a cemetery.
yeah. There is one podcast I have where I talk about walked into a room and it was 100 degrees outside, and I looked at the blankets and I got the guy, called him out at gunpoint. We had to because he was a gang member. He had fucking guns. Called him at gunpoint. He came out, hooked him, and then right when we looked at the blanket, there was a bed. I seen some little feet move. I was like, what the fuck? So I moved the bed. There was a bed on the floor of his garage. It's so nasty. I'll show you a picture after of the house. So I moved the bed, and there's two little babies in there sitting in fucking diapers.
Oh my
And there was
God.
oil on the floor, and there's a fence, like where you go through the side gate, and there's the room to the garage, and there's fucking garbage everywhere, bro. And there's fucking maggots, and then there's fucking no running water. It's fucking dudes sleeping on the floor. There's like a table, there's a fridge, and there's two little babies sitting there, and then there's like a rifle in the background.
Jeez.
Yeah, I remember taking those little babies, man. Like that case bothered me so much, dude. Like CPS took the kids. Nobody was coming for him. It wasn't even his kids. It was his brother and sister. They were like fucking like 2 or 3 years old in diapers.
My God.
Yeah, and when CPS came, it was hard. I mean, the police came. We had a whole bunch of us there, and the police came and they helped us out, and they decided that the kids needed to go to CPS. But it was hard, bro. Like, give it to a lot of those officers for what they go through too, man. I mean, it was hard. It fucking hit home with me. I was
Yeah,
like,
that's-
fuck. I just wanted to get home and fucking hug my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cried like a baby in the car when I left work.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, I cried for fucking ever. I still cry when I think about that case. It was the hardest case. Those little faces, dude, you never forget them.
Yeah.
It was hard. But
I follow this page on Instagram called Police Posts, and they show like body cam footage of the things they do, and sometimes they're fatalities and stuff.
yeah,
But it's not like snuff footage where it's like, oh, look at that cool shot. No, it's like educational, because a lot of the time what they're doing is they're breaking down what the officer did right and what the officer did wrong and why, which I really like about it. But man, there was one that was brutal. Like I didn't even know, because I didn't read the comments. I wanted to truly watch the video, and while I was watching this video, I had no idea what was going on and what was going to happen. And then I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, that's probably how they fucking feel.
yeah.
But like, what was scary was, you see this cop and he's like banging on doors. They had police. He's identified police like 3 or 4 times. They're not answering. He's like, I'm gonna break the fucking door down. I'm gonna break the door down. And he breaks the door down. They go in, dude. This mom is in the bathtub trying to drown her kid.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So
Where was that? What state was it?
I'm not
You know?
totally sure. It was in the South.
Oh, okay.
I want to say maybe Georgia. Don't quote me on that, but it was a southern state of some sort. Not that that matters, because this shit could happen anywhere.
Yeah.
But
Mental
this
health
woman
issues?
was actively trying to drown her probably 3-year-old kid. So the cop, headlocks her, pulls her off. The kid's unconscious. So he's shaking the kid, doing CPR, and the scary thing is the cop that's doing all this is the chest cam cop.
Damn.
So you're seeing this lifeless baby get pulled out of a bathtub, and have him. And the troubling part about the video is it doesn't show the kid come back at all. But luckily, I went down and read the comments, and it wasn't just people commenting; it was the person who published it. They said that the kids were okay. The other kid had stab wounds from the mom. So not only was the kid getting drowned, but was being stabbed by this person.
Fuck, dude.
And when you watch it, and it's real.
You saw the whole video?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
It didn't show her like stabbing the kid, but you don't see like necessarily wounds on him, but like they mention it, like what happened, and like that the kids are okay, but like the mom was like. But I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And then there's some videos that they post where it's like complete negligence on the people who die, because the cops, like, they're getting charged at, and the motherfucker's got a gun or a knife, and I'm like, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
And they lay him down, dude.
Yeah.
They lay him down, but they tell him like 3 or 4 times, do not do that, do not do that, stop doing what you're doing, and these motherfuckers don't. And it's like, how are you gonna say that's excessive force, And I don't think people are, but to me, it's just like, when you got to do a job and you got to judge a situation so quickly and so perfectly, because that's the expectation.
Yeah.
And you have your own emotions, and you have your own fears and your own survival, fight or flight things going on while you're dealing with all this. It's not an easy job,
Yeah.
And especially with bounty hunting, I feel like there's a lot of mental things you're balancing in the heat of the moment that's going to protect you or protect the people around you, and I feel like until people truly understand what it takes to do these jobs, I think they need to get their opinions out of it a little more. Because I feel like unless you know what and educate yourself on what the things are that you're talking about, your opinions don't really mean a whole lot.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, that whole long drawn out thing was just purely like, man, yeah, I follow things too that are, and sometimes I won't watch it. Like if I'm in a certain mood, I'm like, I can't watch this. Like, this is so sad.
Yeah, it's fucking hard, dude. I'm the same way.
I love horror movies. I can watch horror movies all day long.
No, like that one
but
movie?
I can't do the movies where kids get kidnapped or
I can't do it either.
I can't do that movie. I watched it once and I'll see that's it.
Well, there's that one that came out about the kids being human trafficked, and
is that Prisoner?
No, it's a new movie. It came out.
Is it the one where it takes place in a truck?
I don't know. It's like I only watched like 5. I couldn't watch it, man. I started getting fucking PTSD, flashback shit, like from work. Like it's just like it was cringy. Like I
just don't like stuff.
I started getting angry. I was like, I just anything that has to do with kids, bro. Like I have all girls,
Yeah.
So I think it's like,
That's the worst.
yeah, dude, I worry about all my. I mean, I have boys too. I have sons too, but I have like two stepdaughters that are older. They're like my little. They're like my girls. They're in their 20s, but then I have a 3-year-old daughter, and then my other daughter. But it's just, yeah, with my girls, dude, it's like, fuck, man. Like, I would turn into Taken. Like the
Oh
movie
yeah,
Taken.
100%.
I definitely would. I have a few people I would call, and they better hope that we're not coming.
Yeah,
I don't care where
you
you're
gotta
at.
call people that aren't gonna tell anyone else.
I got some friends
Yeah.
like, yeah, if you're over taking my kids to a different country, you're gonna think twice about what you just did. But
Yeah, because at that point, yeah.
I'll do anything to protect my kids, man. You got to. I mean, especially in this world, bro. It's like,
Well, that's your. Maybe some people don't feel this way, but I feel this way. It's like once you become a parent, that's your life. That's
Oh,
your
yeah.
life. That's your existence is based on their safety.
there's a good movie that just came out a while
Okay.
back. It's a dad. There's a Tommy Lee Jones. He's a fisherman. His son is like a fisherman, but kind of a fuck up. And they get into like this. The son gets into like a fucking situation with this drug dealer. Tommy Lee Jones comes in there, shoots the guy, kills it for his son. His son comes running in like, "What'd you do, Dad?" And he said, "Dude, he looked at him and said, when you get your firstborn son, and you hold him in your arms, you'll know why."
Uh-huh.
Like pretty much saying that you'll know why
Yeah.
I did this. You know, like
Yeah.
there's nothing else than
Yeah,
holding
something
your
something
yeah.
changes you. Not to get all like metaphysical or anything. Like I'm some kind of shaman, but
Yeah,
when
exactly.
you first go through that like firstborn, like you said, like and like you feel the life and the love
Yeah,
and there's something there that happened. It's almost like a contract.
Yeah,
like a
between you.
contract. You're just
Yeah.
like, my job is to make sure you're okay.
and you're signing by cutting the umbilical cord.
Yeah. Hopefully you didn't have to do it with your teeth, like cone heads.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, like my oldest son, he drives me fucking crazy. I have an older son, he drives me crazy, but I love him to death. Yeah, I do anything to protect that kid.
Yeah.
But you know, it's just I think that's why a lot of us do jiu-jitsu. It's like not just to I don't give a fuck about competing. I care about more protecting my family.
Yeah.
And when shit hits the fan one day, like I know I'm gonna protect my family. You know, competing's cool, all that shit, but that's all past me now. Like, I think fucking knowing that I can protect my family tactically and fucking physically, like on the ground, or even standing up, like hopefully I can fucking, you know, do some shit. I mean, that's what the Gracies were about, dude.
Mm-hmm.
They're fucking about self-defense.
Yeah.
You know,
Taking
so
down bigger guys than you.
fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, when I go roll with some of these dudes who are like smaller and younger and faster, and they fuck me up, I'm like, fuck yeah, you know, like
Well, exactly, because here's the thing that I think of is like these are the motherfuckers, not personally. But
Yeah.
These are the type of motherfuckers that you're dealing with.
Yeah.
You're gonna deal with.
Yeah.
You're not dealing with old men out there committing
No.
crimes.
Yeah.
These are young boys. These are
Yeah.
young men that are fit.
and women too,
Young,
yeah,
And women.
yeah,
But I mean, like you said, 20 something, man. They got a lot of energy, a lot of
Yeah.
muscle.
yeah, a lot of
They're
muscle.
not sore.
And now everyone's learning jiu-jitsu nowadays.
And that too.
Yeah.
Because it's like when people are like, you know, I'm sure people think, oh, like you probably feel a lot better. Yeah, yes and no. Because I think it's what I told my wife the other day. I said, I've learned to not fear anybody, but I've learned to respect everybody.
Yeah,
Like I don't fear probably anybody, but I respect you.
people. Yep.
Right?
I'm the same way.
And there's a difference. It's like you're not going to strike fear in me. I mean, situationally, I believe anyone could be scared. So I'm not going to say you can never put fear in me. But I'm saying if I just meet you or walk up to you, like you don't scare me, but I'm not going to disrespect who you are. Like,
Yeah.
Like, and I've not always been like that. I have feared people I didn't know. I have feared people I thought I was physically intimidated by. But I think that's something that martial arts has taught me, and that's more than being physically fit. There's a mental boot camp you have to go through
Yeah.
that you consistently go through.
I just
that
look at
is
it.
training you to lose and not to lose, but breaking you down and building you up. And by doing that, you're not all those silly insecurities kind of leave.
Yeah, I just look at it like everyone bleeds the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like that person bleeds the same as I do.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. You know, I always looked at it like that. Like I had guys I worked with, and we'd go kick a door in, and they'd be scared, and I'd be like you gotta kick the fucking door in, dude. Like, there's no other way. Like
Yeah.
you know you have to go through this door right now. If you don't, get in the fucking car and go home.
Right.
Like, you know, I'll tell the boss, you know, that you're not willing to do it, but we're expecting you to do this.
Right.
Because you're on our team, and this is what you're.
What are they scared of? Someone's going to shoot them right when
Fuck
they
yeah.
kick the door down? Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people are scared they're gonna get shot when you
Like
kick a door
shotgun?
out.
Fuck.
Shotgun or gun, fire, or firefight. It's
I
happened.
mean, it's a fair fucking fear.
It's happened. It's happened. There's just we don't get recognition like law enforcement does.
Right.
Just because you're a civilian doing his job.
Well, exactly, because the minute they identify themselves as police and they kick the door down, you shoot them,
You're fucked.
you're completely fucked. But like, if you guys, you're not a
Well,
peace
police-
officer.
yeah.
You're not protected by the state or whoever.
No, there's just you don't get the flag.
Bail bondsman.
You don't get the flag.
Yeah.
You get a fucking piece of dirt kicked over you.
Is there a reason why the police doesn't monopolize bounties and try and get involved and
It's a money system for. I think the money would be.
because it's independent?
I think
from
so,
that?
yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, I mean,
Seems like they'd want to have their hand in it more.
I think there's a system being in place now. They're trying to get rid of bail, and then they're trying to incorporate like caseworkers to manage.
So it is going to try and go to it being
The
like a
court will
one-
handle it. The court
right.
decides. The judge will decide like, okay, you're going to be on these terms, but you need to go check in at this office.
See, I don't know if I like that. I don't know if
Yeah,
that's a better.
it's already
thing.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then that's the problem with all that. We all know judges can be bought
Well,
out.
yeah, that's what's in
So
the
what
state.
happens when you get a bunch of corrupt?
Dude, there's states right now that don't have bail at all. You leave it up to the judge to let you out, and bail's a right.
Jeez,
Bail's part of your rights.
that seems insane.
Yeah.
That seems like unconstitutional.
Yeah. Your right to bail.
So are those bad areas, or are those just weird political areas? Like, is the crime
California's
really
happening.
bad?
It's happening here too.
Oh, so it's political.
Yeah, I mean, if you know, they're not really. I've heard. I mean, I've been out for a while, but I heard that they're not bailing out misdemeanor cases. They're mostly bailing out felony
California's
cases.
weird though. So we're not bailing out people, but then we're also letting people out of prison early. What a weird
Yeah.
state we live in, dude. What a weird fucking state.
Yeah,
And it's all political. Like, and that's the problem. None of that's based on safety or wrongdoing.
no,
It's
like
money and politics.
you get someone that's arrested for breaking a fucking house, and they get cited and they're released, like, and then they come back on the street. It's gonna stop from breaking a house again.
Well, but I think some of the people, yeah, exactly. But I think some of the people who were let go were even worse than that.
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah, dude.
So it's like, what do you mean? What are you doing? You're literally just inviting this to happen. again.
Yeah. And that's what's the hard part that we're
Yeah.
not, you know, like they have to, like I said, we got to get the right people in office.
That's always the thing, and I talk to people about this all the time. No matter who you stand for, no matter who you believe in, that is a problem, man. Whether you're right, whether you're on the right side or the left side of this, that's a huge problem. I feel like people are misrepresented completely nowadays, and I think I'm speaking for myself. I'm becoming more and more complacent on the system itself, and becoming more like, and I know that's not the right way to think about it, because like you said, we need change. I'm just so dead with my power I feel like that we have right now,
Yeah.
that I feel like we're kind of just riding the roller
Riding the wave,
coaster
yeah.
that is our crime and our
Yeah.
political system. Because unfortunately, I feel like, as we've learned in history, not that I'm inviting these things to happen, but anything that changes a giant powerhouse of a country, or anything, Rome, the United States, England, I mean, dude, it's bloodshed.
Yeah.
It's a political statement that is normally going to cost lives, and it's sad, but history repeats itself. We're human beings. We're never going to erase the fact that we are who we are. And sadly, I think that's why a lot of crazy people are like Civil War. I'm like, I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is I think there's going to be moments in our next 50 years that the citizens are going to be tested, and it's going to be really interesting to see how things go down and what happens. And hopefully that doesn't happen, but it's just, man, like,
I think we need to see the real data when it comes to.
but are we ever going to be able to?
That's the thing.
You know?
Yeah, I think we need to see the real data.
Because if it's incriminating to the people that are in power,
Yeah.
why would they want to tell us?
Well, you even seen the real data from like how much crimes were related to drugs, how much drugs were actually coming in that were being seized every single day across the borders.
When we had
How
that
many-
conversation too about the cartels in
Yeah.
Mexico, and how, just like in the movie Sicario, that heavily was influenced by this too. Like, our own CIA helped establish some of these crime syndicates because they were using them to help hunt down the other crime syndicates. But then when they got their britches big enough, they said, "Fuck you." Well, Los Zetas specifically, I think, they're like the ones that were like you wanted us to help you take down the Sinaloa cartel, but we already got all the helicopters and everything, so we don't need you anymore. Thanks.
Yeah.
And now we're part of the problem.
Yeah.
So it's like, and that's nothing new either. I think every government and every group has been doing that since the beginning of war. Like, I don't think that's anything new. It's like you infiltrate things to corrupt it from the inside, and then you delegate it. It's just, we're so far politically involved with things nowadays.
I just wanted to stick with the data.
It's hard to know. I went a little deeper.
Yeah, you went a little
deeper.
deep.
But I'm just saying. No, it's kind of crazy though. It's hard to know. But either way, like, I agree with the data part. How do you get that information? That's
it
the
would have
issue.
to come down from the government. I mean, we have crime analysts that work for the police departments that can present their data, but it would have to be one big source.
Basically, what you want is what a lot of people want, is you need someone to come out there and just show and leak it. That's the only way it's going to work.
I think it would be for
like Snowden type shit is what I mean.
No, I not leak it. I would want someone like the news to really show what it really looks like. I mean, if that's what they want to do, leak it. But instead of like just really showing the data, like this is what's happening. This is how much drugs are being seen. This is how many arrests. Or like you put it all together in one big fucking pile.
Yeah.
And then show it on TV so we can fucking see as Californians like what the fuck we're facing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And how much is crime related? You know, like all these crimes, like what we're looking at, we don't see. We see little bits and pieces of different data.
But like just like me and our conversation right now, and like how I even said I'm a skeptic.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be people that see that data and aren't going to believe it anyway.
Yeah.
So that's the problem.
I know.
Once again, it's like we can change laws, we can do this, we can do that, and it's not that we shouldn't. That's part of it. But I feel like until we fix what's wrong right here in our brains, we're always going to be dealing with this shit.
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be that going on. And that's the scary part, is I think no one knows how to fix this. No one knows what we need to do. And I think the only thing we can do is, this goes out to all the people like ourselves, or people that are trying to get better, trying to improve their lives. Keep doing that, because, it's never too late to start. And I think the main focus we need to do is just positivity. Go out there, find some cool people, that aren't killing people, and even I'm sure people that like fucking do crazy shit, they have days off, right? They're gonna go play checkers somewhere. They're not gonna. Yeah, I don't need a snap next today.
Yeah.
I can go take a break somewhere and.
Well, the gangs never take any days off.
Well, that's true. That's like
especially
like
the prison gangs. Like, yeah, they're doing shit all day.
They're too busy. But yeah, I mean, it's just tough. Like, without sounding like a hippie, it's like, yeah, I mean, basically what needs to happen is you need a superhero or super villain that's gonna like juice psilocybin out in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
For a good 12 hours.
Maybe
Get
I'll
everyone
run.
nice and doped up and happy.
Maybe I'll run for governor. Just stay quiet.
That's
former
serious.
Former bounty hunter runs for governor.
You know what, dude? I'll vote for you.
Thanks, man.
And you know what? That would be cool. Because besides California's governors, we've had, I mean, the most like physically dominating one is probably Arnold. That's pretty big. But like, you'd probably be pretty cool. You'd probably be able to beat up all the other governors.
Yeah. All the tattoos showing them up there.
All the pro wrestling governors are gone.
It'll be
Jesse Ventura's out.
It'll be a jiu-jitsu state, MMA state.
You're like, it's mandatory. Everyone needs to take. But that's true, man. Like, there's so many things in reform. But this is another tangent. The problem with California, dude, is we make so much money, but we misspend it.
Yeah.
We have so much. You would think with all the money we make here and with all the tourism that we could fix things way better, but we don't. We're like those greedy business owners. We let everyone make us money, but we just keep the money.
Yeah.
We don't share the wealth. We don't distribute it. We don't make sure that the parking lot doesn't have holes in it. We're just like, yeah, whatever. Just keep showing up to work. Keep making me money.
Yeah.
And it's just like, fuck, dude.
Well, California is so weird because we're actually like, a lot of us are here. And there's a lot of fucking people that like in these areas in the tech world that are up here.
Oh, for sure. And they're sourcing us out.
Yeah.
Moving us out.
Yeah. That's what happened in San Jose.
But then what's going to be funny is in 30 years they're going to leave. And then it's going to go back to how it was. Probably.
Yeah. I remember like back in the days it was a lot easier. But now it's fucking hard.
And that's the thing, like, are you Let's just talk retirement real quick. Are you gonna probably stay in California?
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to stay in California. My wife, her family's here in Hawaii. I would love to go to Hawaii, but it's too expensive.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of family in Texas, and so I'd probably would go down there. But the way that Texas looks at Californians is that they fucking hate them.
I know. Well, because they think, they think we're a certain.
Well, Joe Rogan's from fucking California. And
but they probably hate him too.
Yeah.
Because even though he's not like a liberal like they think all Californians are.
Do you know what pisses me off real quick about him is that he fucking.
I want to hear it.
He promotes this CPI. I need stem cell for my shoulder.
Oh right.
He fucking.
I said that right. The Tijuana guy.
Yeah, dude, 17,000. Who the fuck's gonna afford 17 to 20,000? He can.
That's like $20 to Joe Rogan.
The fucking guys that are living in fucking top IT CEOs can afford that shit.
But see that.
But you and me, we can't afford. I mean, I don't know about you, but I can't afford 17 grand.
I can't afford that.
If I had 17 grand, I'd get that done, or I would fucking put it into a house, another house.
Then here's the thing with stem cells is I don't think you do them once. You got to do them every once in a while.
I don't know.
So you do the 17 grand probably every 4 or 5 years probably.
And then it's in a whole nother country. How do I know it's fucking safe? You know, I found a place in Vegas that does it too. Shout out to them. Probably be going out to them. So.
But see, the thing, like you just said, man, is like, just like everything else in the pharmaceutical medical world, is it's such a racket. Like, I had 2 crowns put in last week, and it was like almost $2,000, not out of my pocket, but total that they were going to say was the fee.
Well, that's a lot of money. Yeah.
And it's like, dude. How can each of those little tiny things cost so much, you know? And it's just like, what? But it's like, it's a specialized industry where they can price things how they want, and they tell you because they have an insurance company that backs them, that they know that the insurance is going to cover some of it, so everyone can charge more money and make more money. But I'm like, like you just said, it's like, this is stuff we need for our health. Like, we shouldn't be marking it up.
Yeah,
like,
and they know as you get older, you're going to get fucking cavities.
Yeah,
you're going
to need
like,
fake teeth.
Yeah, dude.
Basically, it's going to get to a point where
I've had fucking tons of dental work done, and it's like, you know, like I'm not scared of the dentist. I really get it done than having to do it later.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm just like fucking face it, you know.
Well, they told me too. They were like, because they were going to put the crown in because I had the temp in, and they're like, yeah, so we're going to blow air. Do you want me to numb you? And I'm like, just put the crown in. Like, if you numb me, it's going to take another 20 minutes. I'm still going to be sitting here. Then I got to wait for it to kick in. And then I got to wait 5 hours for this shit to wear off. Like, I'm good. I hate being numb.
Yeah.
Like, if they're going to do, like, some cutting and, like, numb me up for sure.
Yeah.
Like, when they were grinding the tooth, I'm like, yeah, numb me up.
Numb me up.
When they're filing it down, I'm like, yeah, I don't need to feel that. But, like, when it's just something as silly as just blowing the air to dry it so they can put the cement or whatever for the crown, I'm like, no, it's fine. Yeah. Discomfort, come on.
Yeah. Let's end it right now.
Hell yeah.
Let's do a live on my Instagram.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in with the Wolves Den podcast. We'll catch you guys next time. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button.
Yep. And don't forget those comments. We need it. Tag us.
Oh,
I don't know. Just subscribe and like. He said it right the first time. All right, later. Perfect.